Today's episode of the Bill Simmons podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. That's our new presenting sponsor, as well as my favorite app for purchasing tickets to sporting events, concerts, and whatever else. All you have to do is download the free SeatGeek app, use promo code BS, and you'll get a $20 rebate off your first SeatGeek purchase. Every ticket purchased on SeatGeek is backed by a 100% guarantee. It's the best and smartest way to buy tickets. Again, download the free SeatGeek app and enter promo code BS. Welcome aboard, SeatGeek. Today's episode of the BS podcast is also brought to you by Fuego Box. Do you like to put hot sauce on everything? Are you tired of corporate supermarket chains and their boring sauces? If so, step up your game with Fuego Box. It's a hot sauce club that delivers boxes of small batch and gourmet hot sauces right to your doorstep. Go to fuegobox.co and use code BILL, that's me, for $10 off your first box. That's fuegobox.co, promo code BILL, for $10 off the best hot sauces you've probably never heard of. Well, hear of them. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Clear enough for you.
All right, someone we couldn't picture rolling yesterday. The Cuz. Brutal sports month for him. Brutal.
Can you see me?
Now it's starting to affect your Sports Center picks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yesterday was the worst NFL day I've had in a long, long time. Everything across the board.
You were on fire on Sports Center. You were 6-0 your last 2 weeks, and then Roethlisberger's foot. First of all, I can't believe that was only a sprained foot. I thought they were going to have to amputate it. It went in a direction that I'm positive feet aren't supposed to go.
Yeah, it looked way worse. I don't know how he does it. He comes out of these things like, he might miss a game or two, but it looked terrible. And not as terrible as the Raiders defense, but pretty bad. I mean, I had the Steelers I gave it out -4.5. And then it went to 6, and I was like, oh, man. You know when, now I know how, women feel when someone else dresses like them at a wedding. They're like, oh, that stings. I'm like, oh, why? What's the big deal? Who cares? Like, no, everyone's betting the Steelers, and now it's going to lose. They're not going to win straight up. But for crying out loud. And D'Angelo Williams getting stopped at the one. Forget about your first HBO documentary being about Andre the Giant. You need to go over
wasn't true.
It's not true. But either way, the 2015 point shaving scandal led by D'Angelo Williams should be first and foremost on the list.
Very mysterious. Shifted the ball from his left to his right hand, and then seemed totally comfortable just going out of bounds. Over just putting his shoulder down and scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, and who else was comfortable? The Steelers were comfortable with not reviewing it. I guess it should be reviewed automatically, but I'm not positive he didn't get in anyway, and they were okay with kicking a field goal, even though their kicker had just missed some. But yeah, that was a brutal spread loss.
Well, and Vegas finally did well yesterday.
They did. Yeah.
You had some underdogs winning outright with some fairly sizable spreads, like the Titans one.
Right.
Who else? The Niners.
Well, 80% of the money bet on games was on the Falcons, Packers, and Broncos.
Ooh.
All losers.
You know what I noticed? I had a realization yesterday. You know, the lines have kind of settled at weird numbers this year. You know, like the Giants Tampa line settled at 2.
Yeah, right.
You rarely see the 2-point line.
Yeah.
And you rarely see the 5-point line. I think what's happened is with these extra points and the 2 points and the missed extra points and all this, you're getting these wonky scores now. You're getting these 21-18, and the Giants are up 2 with 9 minutes to go. They're up 20-18, whatever that was.
Yeah.
And I think Vegas is now fighting, and the gamblers too they're now fighting over every half point. And in the old days, it was it's either pick 'em or 3. It might end up at 2.5.
Yeah. 5 is the new 4. Like we used to call it, we called the Vegas zone. You made that up.
It'd be 3, 3.5 for 2.5, 3, 3.5 for 4. And then it would go into the Vegas zone. Then we get to 6.
Yeah.
But now it's it just doesn't matter. They're like, the line's the line. We think this team is 5 points better, and the line is 5.
Yeah, 23-18 is a common final score now for some reason.
I don't know if I like it.
I don't like it either.
I miss the stability of knowing all that. Remember you big, and they're going to win 27-20. They're going to win 23-17, and it was all these static numbers. And now it's every number's in play.
Well, also the coaching seems to be worse than ever. And not
really
knowing
bad
when
yesterday.
to go for 2 or when to go for a field goal or a touchdown. I think maybe that's weighed into these lines.
It was really bad yesterday, and capped off with Atlanta doing something that came out of 1985. They're down 4 with 3 minutes left. They're in the 2-yard line, and they kick a field goal. They had 2 timeouts left.
Yeah.
The other option was just trying to score a touchdown. And if you don't get it, Blaine Gabbert's on the 2-yard line with his 4th-string running back and his 3rd-string tight end. And I mean, they weren't going to get a first down on the 2-yard line. What are you doing?
No, so Dan Quinn says, and it's a joke what he says. He's like, I have utmost confidence in my offense and defense. Like, that isn't true. And just like you said, if you have your confidence in the defense, if you're looking for a stop after the field goal, look for a stop after the missed 4th down conversion. That's fine. You might even get a safety and then kick a field goal. That's more likely than what you're planning there. I think there should be there's a coach's challenge. There should be an owner's challenge too. He should drop a red flag from the press box, and when it hits the ground, he overrules the coach, and the coach has to go through concussion protocol. Yeah. Because that was insane.
Well, that's the kind of thing that starting in like 07 and 08 when Sabermetrics and Advanced Stats and guys like Aaron Schatz and Bill Barnwell, they start writing about football in a much smarter way, using like sample, all the stuff.
Yeah.
And it became pretty clear by around 2010 that you're an idiot if you kick a field goal in that situation.
Right.
You're just a flat-out idiot.
Sure, yeah.
I don't think Dan Quinn's an idiot.
It's like stealing home.
Yeah, there's a new coach learning curve. I think he panicked, but it's like worst case scenario, Blaine Gabbert's on his own 2-yard line.
Sure.
And they're going to hand off on first down. They're not going to throw. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 2-yard line. You're in the driver's seat. This is all great for you. It's okay if you don't score a touchdown.
No question about it.
I think that Falcons team is fraudulent.
Well, they've lost 3 out of 4 now. They're on a bye. Yeah, I don't see them. I see any of the NFC West teams that don't come in first jumping them.
So since the last time we did this podcast, we wagered fairly heavily on the Rams at 20-1 to win the NFC West. House and I talked about it. I still feel good about the bet.
You do?
Yeah.
How many wild cards are there? 4 or 5 in the NFC?
Well,
I know. It's just we're running out of room there. They're 4-4.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Are we sure Green Bay's a playoff team?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You look at their schedule.
We're sure?
Well, I mean, they do have holes. Their defense is not playing well. Peppers.
We're sure that's a good team?
I think it's good enough. I think it's a playoff team for sure. But who's going to, like, they're tied with the Vikings now. Everyone's making a big deal out of it. Vikings go to Oakland. Green Bay's home for Detroit. Green Bay could have the lead after next week, and then that'll be that. If you look back, they don't have much. Are you looking at Green Bay's schedule now?
They got 2 Minnesota games.
2 Minnesota games.
So
that
figure
Minnesota
split
2
those,
weeks.
let's say.
Right. And the big one is home, the last game of the season. That's probably for the division,
Couple
right?
tough ones on here, though. At Oakland. At Detroit on Thanksgiving, which normally you'd say at Detroit they're favored by 9. That's an easy win. But I don't know. Thanksgiving games are wonky.
Yeah.
Then at Zona, they're playing your team, but Romo will be back by then unless...
Look at the Viking schedule, though. I think their opponents are 39-26 down the stretch.
St. Louis, at Oakland, Green Bay, at Atlanta, Seattle, at Zona on a Thursday, Chicago home, Giants home, at Green Bay. That's pretty tough.
That's a tough one.
I said last week I did not believe in the Vikings.
Right.
I still don't really believe in the Vikings. I will say this, though. Very good defense.
Sure, yeah.
I'm impressed. There's only a couple defenses every year where everyone just tackles. Mm-hmm. Like they bring dudes down. The first guy who hits somebody, he's going to bring that dude down. Gurley is great.
Yeah.
And they did a really nice job against him. And it's good. It's a really good defense.
They're not going to beat a Rams team by 17 points. They kind of went ugly, but they're
I like
damn
that
good.
Zimmer. I like that he took the wind.
Yep.
I thought if I'm on defense and my coach does that in overtime, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy loves us. He believes in us. Let's get a stop for him.
Bizarre, but yeah, it was a good call.
It was a good call.
The only good coaching call of the week. That was pretty good.
It really might have been. I tweeted this yesterday, but it was the worst coach weekend of the season. No Jim Caldwell, no Andy Reid,
right.
No Joe Philbin, and no Ken Wisenhunt. And we still had the worst coached weekend of the year.
Can we add a coach you're forgetting? Bill Simmons, who didn't start a kicker in fantasy this week.
I know. Can you believe that?
You have 4 chances to add a kicker. Who would you have on by? The Ravens kicker? Tucker, who'd you have?
You know what's funny? I put in moves. I picked up Derek Carr this week.
Oh, you're right. You did.
David Carr, Derek Carr. Which car did I pick up?
It's both.
I picked up Derek Carr for like $10. All I had to do was put in $0 for any other kicker.
Right.
I didn't catch it.
No.
And I'm going to lose. And I'm gonna lose to our friend Randy.
Yeah, he was very excited about it.
Yeah, I became that guy.
You're the guy.
It's worse though when you actually make another move but don't address the
That is
8 points
bizarre.
you could have from your
Until
kicker.
you brought that up, because you blocked me from picking up Carr. I
know.
I wanted to pick up a quarterback to block Hench, who ended up taking Fitzpatrick. But
And my whole plan was I'm going to pick up Carr and I'm going to trade Palmer or Carr to Hench for Sammy Watkins.
really,
And they didn't want to
would've
trade
helped.
Sammy Watkins. And he had like 200 yards rushing. I just love Sammy Watkins. But Carr's for real.
Yeah.
I like that
Did
Raiders
Hench have a
team.
kicker you could have taken from him?
It probably would have helped. I think the Raiders are for real. I like the Raiders.
Well,
That team can throw the ball.
you can't like their defense too much.
No, but they're going to be
give up
they're going to
almost
be in every
600
game.
yards.
Yeah, they're not bad though.
Yeah.
They're going to be lingering.
They get a touchdown in the first quarter just about every game, which is not a lot of teams could say.
All right, can we let's make this quick. I mean, so I can't even. We've been doing this pod. I think this is our 9th year together.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many terrible Sunday night Cowboy losses we're up to, but it has to be 15.
It's not fair.
Over 15?
I think so, yeah.
Over under's 15 and a half.
Yeah, that's about right, because there's about it's probably 2 a year for 7 or 8. 9
NBC
years.
should just show every Dallas game on Sunday night. They just shouldn't show any other teams. If Dallas is on Sunday night, it's going to be an awesome game. It might go to overtime.
Yeah.
Nobody's turning the channel.
They should show the reruns on Tuesday night. They should show the Saints Cowboys from Sunday a month ago on Tuesday. Like, it would still get good ratings, I think.
I don't mean to insult Sam Bradford here, because obviously he's a way better athlete than I am, and he's probably one of the best 20 people in the world at what he does. Mm-hmm. But to lose a game when that dude only has the ability to throw 5-yard passes, it's like he can do nothing else.
Right.
He can just throw short, quick dump passes.
Yeah.
He has no other skills as a quarterback, and to let him drive on you in overtime, it's like just stack the line. Just get ready for the pick play. Wait, he's not going to throw deep.
Of all the incredible stats I've read, the fact we don't have a sack in the fourth quarter and didn't even come close yesterday is I don't know how you're going to win. And I have to be honest about not being honest with you. I really did think the Cowboys had a playoff chance, and I get crazy when they're up 7-0.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to break it to you, but they get up 7-0, and I start thinking, all right, okay, we're up 7-0. We won this game. We're going to win at Tampa Bay next week. The Giants are going to lose to the Patriots. They're going to be a half game out.
Yeah.
This is terrific. And then we stay at 7 forever, and then every drive a different defensive player goes out. And Castle throws a pick six, a horrible pick six, and then by the fourth quarter, the defense is shot, and then we lose the coin toss. So it doesn't even matter. Like there's just no way we're stopping him from there. Yeah, it's
well,
bad.
you should be able to stop Sam Bradford when he can't throw more than 5 yards.
Right.
It's frustrating. It seemed like at least Manning, who some of his passes actually levitated in the air like a magician.
Right. Yeah.
They were just in the air. They're just like, whoa, that's actually stopped. It's just stopped. How did Doug Henning do that?
Yeah.
But at least he tries to throw deep. Keep you honest.
Yeah. But I also think the Eagles and other teams are onto the Cowboys. Like, they're just like, all right, we just have to stay close in the fourth quarter. And then even if we go to overtime, it'll be fine. Like, they're just this Jason Garrett's just, I don't know. I mean, the last Cowboys coach to have a losing streak like this was Tom Landry. They got rid of Tom Landry, but we're keeping Jason Garrett.
I know, well, Dez was pretty good yesterday.
Yeah.
But to lose that combo is pretty tough. Yeah, I didn't think you were very good.
But you can't lose all these games. You tweeted yesterday, I think, that Castle was 11-5, or the Patriots were 11-5 with Castle.
It's amazing. Didn't he make the playoffs on the Chiefs?
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure he did. I vaguely remember wagering against him and really enjoying it.
I think that's all the proof you need that Bill Belichick's a cheater. That Castle went 11-5 with the Patriots. That Matt Castle guy went 11-5.
So
sorry.
It's bad enough that your season's been shot to hell, but then you have Greg Hardy on your team,
right?
Who, it's hard to remember an athlete generating a more one-sided collective disgust,
right?
Than Greg Hardy these past weeks. And then people are asking me, "Hey man, I haven't even talked about Greg Hardy that much." what is there to say? Like he's a terrible guy.
I don't know what
not
to say.
remorseful and
Right. And that's the worst part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you get Michael Vick with the
Doesn't feel
dogs,
bad.
he was sorry right away. And even Ray Rice showed some remorse. But then you see Greg Hardy and he looks angry and he plays an angry position and he has the earring and some tribal paint on his face. I think it's eye black, but it's in a crazy form. And you're like, oh man, how do you feel bad for this guy at all? But
yeah.
that said, like, I don't know what to do here. Like, he was suspended 10 games. He's not a good guy. He probably should be getting help and not playing football.
Everything that happened was defensible from a legal standpoint. And people are crapping on the NFLPA. Normally, I'm always like looking for a bad guy in this whole thing, but
Yeah.
it seems like every checkpoint was kind of hit here.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what happened. And really, the only way this changes is if Jerry Jones was like married to my wife or your wife.
That's going to happen, by the way. We'll see.
Well, no, if he had like one of our wives and he's going home on like a Saturday and they're reading the stories and they just go, why is this guy on your team? You have to waive him now. Just do it now. And be like, yeah, you're right. I should waive him.
Yeah.
But that's really the only way this is getting fixed.
I know.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Jerry Jones doesn't care. Like, what does he care? But
Sure.
I think the point, and maybe somebody else has made this point, and I just didn't see it. But the point that struck me is Ray Rice, who did an equally reprehensible thing, seems really genuinely remorseful about it. Has said all the right things.
Goes
went
a
to
long way.
counseling.
Yep.
Stuck with his lady that he had all the issues with, and is trying to get back into football and can't. He's like poison. He's a pariah.
Right. Because
Greg
video is worse than a still. But basically, that's it. That's what we're talking about.
I don't even know if that's it. I just think Greg Hardy's better at football.
You think so?
And if the roles are reversed and Ray Rice is Greg Hardy, he's on a team right now. Ray Rice isn't good enough. So people are like, yeah, screw it. I don't need the aggravation. If it's Greg Hardy, he's one of the best 10 guys at his position. You're like, you know what? I'll deal with the aggravation. It's
and
really discouraging.
I'm not defending him, but and like I said, he needs help. He probably shouldn't be playing football, but the picture doesn't do as much for me as everyone else. Like everyone's outraged of it. I must have a better imagination than everyone else. I can figure out what happens when a 300-pound man beats up on a 120-pound girl.
I know we didn't need the pictures to be.
Yeah,
we didn't need the pictures to be more repulsed.
Right. Yeah. I know the Nazis were bad. I don't have to watch the History Channel of the bodies getting tossed. Like
I know. Well, and that was what was weird about the Ray Rice thing was it was clear what happened in the elevator, and then everyone like the video added this second layer to it. It's she was knocked out in the elevator. What do you think happened?
Yeah.
But no, it's really discouraging, and it's fundamentally it's supposed to be entertainment. It's Sunday night, I'm watching football. I shouldn't have to be in this whole moral quandary. I think he should take a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Or the Cowboys should have encouraged it or something. I don't think it was right that he played on Sunday. I wish they had come up with a better solution than that. But again, from a legal standpoint, I don't really know what the options were. He served his time. Everyone agreed what the suspension was.
Yeah.
And they knew what the photos were, and I don't know. I don't know how you get out of that one.
No, you don't get. Well, you know how you get out of it. You go 2-7, and then 2-8, and then it's it's easier to make a moral declaration. Like, okay, we're gonna sit him our season shot anyway,
or sit him or waive him.
Yeah.
Well, if you waived him, you'd have to pay his salary.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. This
was
is
it a multi-year contract
I think
or was it 1 year?
It was 2, right?
Right.
And yeah, he's not going to not get paid.
The real problem here is that Jones didn't seem remorseful or sad at all about any of this.
Said he was a leader. Yeah.
And Greg Hardy did not seem remorseful or sad about any of this until in the last 36 hours. And I think how Ray Rice handled it, at least I feel, I don't know if it's true, but it seems like he feels bad. It seems like he's worked on some stuff. I don't know if Greg Hardy's worked on anything.
No, and there's all those cutaways to him looking angrier than ever, and it just doesn't help.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a fun game.
No, not a great
not a lot of
Sunday
entertainment value.
Good God. Can we talk about the Mets? Let's go on.
You're going to lose Danny Murphy, right?
Oh, yeah. I think him and Cespedes.
Dodgers?
I can see. I don't care where he goes. I could see it, maybe.
Do you hate his guts for the rest of your life because of that air on Halloween?
No.
No?
No. I don't.
Was that one of the 5 most excruciating sports plays of your life, like looking back, or
the Duda play was, you're talking about the game. Yeah.
The Halloween era.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that. The Familia giving up a home run after 21 straight saves. The Duda bad throw, all of it. I was kidding. I don't really want to talk about the Mets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Monday, week 10.
Yeah. 4 byes: Atlanta, Indy, San Diego, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Only Atlanta's a
You
winning
know what?
team.
Before we bring you the week 10 picks,
Yeah.
Sal, I wish you knew the feeling of great fitting underwear that's 2 times softer than cotton. Do you know that
How
feeling?
could I know?
Well, you could know if you went to meandies.com. You'd know that feeling right away. They sent me some underwear. I love them. They're fantastic. Even better, for your lady, they just launched their All of Me women's collection, a 4-piece line of undies designed specifically for the female body in all of its complex, gorgeous as hell glory. Check out the photos at meandies.com. Go to meandies.com/BS. Get 20% off your first order. Shipping in North America is free. If you don't love them, your first pair is free. One more time, meandies.com/BS. Week 10 picks.
Exciting.
I love how you restrain yourself every time I do a live read, because maybe we should do a live read where you imitate my voice doing the live read.
I should do it. I mean, there's so much I want to do. I'm like, hey, lift your shirt. Let me see these underwear. These are great. These must be terrific.
They really are comfortable. I think we underrate underwear. Men underrate underwear as a whole. Like, we'll wear underwear until the bitter end.
Yeah.
I have underwear that has holes. My balls just fall out of the underwear.
Right,
like,
right,
literally,
right.
they fall out, and I won't throw them out. And then MeUndies sent me some. I got to throw out my
Yeah,
underwears.
you can get new stuff.
Yeah. All right, week 10. We have a Thursday night game. Jets Bills.
Wow, what is that?
Oh my God. That was my my broken BlackBerry just going crazy.
Bills at Jets, yeah.
So Jets didn't look great. Really felt like the Jags could have beaten the Jets. Bills looked really good. Mm-hmm. Tyrod Taylor and the Bills, they're a little bit frisky, just a tiny bit. I have the Jets by 6, and I like the Bills.
Wow. All right. I had Jets by 4, and I thought that might be a little low. It's Jets by 3.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. I know this Tyrod Taylor makes a difference, but are we saying that the Jets and Bills are even?
I don't know what to make of Thursday lines anymore. I'm 3 points off every time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I was with you, too. I grabbed Cleveland in the points last week, but... And the Bills won our loser leaves town match. We called it Bills Dolphins. That was loser leaves town.
We can cross off the Dolphins.
They are allowed to come back. They can wear masks. They can come back as like the frisky fish or something.
3-5 at Philly, home for Dallas, at Jets, home for Ravens, home for Jets, at San Diego, home for Indy and New England. I'm crossing them off. They can't do better than 9-7.
I don't think so either. But then you look for that second. I know you're positive the Raiders are going to be there, and you like what do you like?
I'm
the
not
Jets?
positive. I don't know who's going to be there.
You like the Jets, Raiders, or Steelers? You say 2 of those 3. You don't think Buffalo and KC have an outside chance?
I think the Jets QBs kill them. I don't think they can go 10-6. Could the Bills go 10-6?
Well,
Let's say they win this. They lose to the Pats on Thursday, win in KC, home for Houston, at Philly, at Washington, home for Dallas, home for the
they have
Jets.
a favorable schedule. Yeah.
That could be 10-6. I think they have a talented team. I just think Rex Ryan was kind of screwing them up a little bit in the first 2 months. But now that McCoy's back, they're going to get Carlos Williams back soon. Watkins is getting healthy. Tyrod Taylor's back. This
could be a second loser leaves town match for them, back to back.
It might be. It might be. The fact that the Jets are 5-3 though is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
They beat the Browns.
They take care of business against the bad teams for sure.
They beat the Browns, the Colts, the Dolphins, Washington, and Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Congratulations on those 5 wins, Jets fans. Really.
But they'll probably have like 4 more easy ones in there. Who knows what Dallas will be when they play them in December.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Dallas. At Tampa Bay Sunday.
Oh, I put this in the Vegas zone for you.
Really?
Yeah. Tampa by 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're way off. I said it's a pick, and it's Tampa by 1.
It's in Tampa Bay?
It's in Tampa Bay.
What am I missing?
Bill Simmons will be taking the Tampa Bay Bucks on Sunday.
Tampa's like pretty decent.
Well, the Giants gave them how many points? 2.5?
Yeah, but that game was
they swung
20-18, and Tampa had the ball. They didn't do anything. Giants kick a field goal.
It's a fair line. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were in that game though. I thought they're pretty even. I like Jameis.
Yeah, he's fun.
Jameis. I hate making such an easy QB comparison because everybody's been making about him, but he really does. Him and Cam are definitely very similar with the way they move around, how fearless they are. He reminds me of young Cam.
I don't think he's got enough credit for how few mistakes he's made in this like month-long stretch.
Did you see the play when he scored on the touchdown? He jumped over like 5 people. I like Jameis.
He's solid.
They're better off sucking and getting one more great pick, and then next year making their run.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. Like how do we avoid Romo coming back and going 6-10, where we can really be like 3-13 and get a
well, this really could be your one chance at a monster dude.
A monster dude, yeah. I thought we have a monster dude. The guy with the earring and the paint on his face. Oh, different kind of monster.
How many one-win teams are there? There's only a couple, right?
Only Detroit and Cleveland have a worse record than Dallas right now.
And Cleveland has 2 wins.
They have 2, but they're 2-7, and Detroit is 1 in. I don't know, what are they? I get 1-7.
Yeah, you might have to throw away the season. Well, that line's too low.
Yeah,
I don't think your team's very good. No offense.
I don't either, but back's way against the wall. But I know what you're saying.
I think your backs have been thrown through the wall.
Detroit at Green Bay.
Detroit at Green Bay. I watched that Packers game. It actually turned it off on the 4 TVs. Kevin Brady was over yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Had it on. Turned it off. 37-14. Done.
Yeah.
Put on some other games. And then all of a sudden it was 37-29 and they had the ball and they're driving. And I don't know what happened. But
you can't count out Aaron Rodgers. That's what happened.
I want to know how you give up 37 points to the Panthers.
That's what's bad. Like, okay,
to Devin Funchess and Ted Ginn Jr. and Greg Olsen, who's the only guy that he has to throw to every time,
right.
and Jonathan Stewart. And what is going on?
And Carolina might be better than Green Bay. And Denver might be better than Green Bay, but they're not. We're turning the TV on and they're 3 touchdowns down or 17 points down, Green Bay, and that's just not right. It's their defense. Their defense is really, really bad lately.
Dom Capers is still there, right?
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of his at any point of his career or life.
Well, this is like going to the doctor and getting a double shot of espresso antibiotics here.
I have Packers by 10.5.
Well, I said 12.5, and I thought that was low. It's 11.5. So we split it? Yeah. Let me do some math.
I like when teams fire their offensive coordinator like it's his fault.
They fired everyone.
That'll make it better. Let's fire the offensive coordinator.
Why isn't this, if Green Bay is 8-0, isn't the spread 14?
Yeah.
Like if they're 8-0. So I think they're 6-2. They need the game more. I almost think it should be more of the spread.
I looked at, when I was deciding what the spread would be, I looked at all the games they've played. Mm-hmm. They have 2 double-digit wins, and I happen to watch both of them. Packers 17, Niners 3. That was a total Kaepernick just being a competent game.
Yeah.
Like, really, the Niners should have scored more than 3 points against them.
Right.
And then Packers 24, Rams 10. I watched that game, too. The Rams were in that game. That was a way closer game than 24-10.
Definitely.
The Packers haven't laid the smackdown on anybody yet, and it's mid-November.
No, it's been a miserable 5 weeks. That's why they turned it on here. I think we hear midweek, we hear a relaxed or similar comment from Aaron Rodgers.
Well, when House and I did our best bets on Friday, he had Carolina, and I took the Packers. And then I thought about it for 2 more days, and I switched to Carolina.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't trust this Packers team. What have they haven't done anything yet.
It's a good pick.
Why? I'm trusting a team that wasn't around.
Right. Yep.
I did talk, for some reason, I had the Niners all week. I was like, Colin Kaepernick sucks. That's not a reason that this line should go up. Blaine Gabbert's just as incompetent as Colin Kaepernick is. And then last second, I'm like, Blaine Gabbert, 3rd string running back.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I just can't take him. And then I just kicked myself the whole day.
They didn't score 40. They scored 17. Like Atlanta should be, I
know, but there were 2 lines that were too high, and I got sucked into both of them. That Falcons line was too high, and the Saints shouldn't be 7-point favorites over the Titans. Like the Saints, everybody in the league can score on them. They shouldn't lay that many points to anyone in the league.
Well, we'll get to that. But yeah. Let's do that now. Saints at Washington. And I agree. Like they scored 52 points last week or against the Giants. And everyone says, oh, they're going to cover. But that line, Tennessee, and I had Tennessee, that line went from -9 to -7. Like who bets on a scrub team down to 7? That was.
Can we make
remarkable.
a rule that anytime somebody fires a bad coach, we're picking them the following week?
Yeah, I guess
Let's just do that. It wins every time.
But if you watch that Tennessee game, like Mariota was on his way, they were on their way to getting blown out, and he threw into double coverage, and that Ball got popped up, and Delaney Walker picked it up and ran in for a touchdown. And that really just got the offense going. It was so weird. Like,
this sounds like the bitter rantings of somebody who put the Saints in a tease. Mm-hmm. Did you have the Saints in a tease?
No, okay. I had the Titans. I picked the Titans on SportsCenter. My only freaking win.
What tease did you lost the tease
Falcons
yesterday?
and your Patriots, which is easy.
Oh, you tried to rope me into that on a text.
I did.
I wasn't betting on the Falcons.
Well, first of all, the Patriots. When was the last time they lost on a 2-team teaser at home?
I got scared when Jamie Collins got announced out. You realize we have no offensive line, right? We have no offensive lineman. We Cameron Fleming at left tackle yesterday.
You have history behind you. Just look at the numbers. But Atlanta should have won that game. Dan Quinn.
I'm so upset about the Deion Lewis injury.
Yeah, that's
First of all, he was on my fantasy team.
Right.
He was my best pick in like 5 years. I spent $1 on him before the season started.
Yeah.
But people don't realize because his stats aren't great, but we don't have another third down back who's above average.
Right.
And Brady needs that guy. Like the 2 Super Bowl drives last year when down 10, Shane Vereen had 45 catches on those 2 drives. Like he needs the safety blanket guy.
Sure.
Deion Lewis is the best guy. And on top of that, actually breaks plays and does stuff, And I think that really hurts him.
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, it's not like you'll trade for Jonas Gray to get him back.
We can't trade yet. I want the Chargers to give us Whitehead. I think it's fair. Or sorry, Woodhead. Danny Whitehead.
You could have Whitehead. You could have Lucky Whitehead.
I want Whitehead and Woodhead.
We want Brady.
No, I think they should give us Danny Woodhead. I think it's fair.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll help them.
All right.
How about this? Kraft goes, you've got my vote for the LA move, but we need Woodhead.
Oh.
Wave Woodhead right now.
That seems fair.
Yeah. It's
That'd
fair,
be
right?
the most reasonable, legal thing the Patriots did in a while.
Oh, my God.
All right, New Orleans at Washington. I hit this exactly.
I had Saints by 3. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I had 2, and it is 2. Saints by 2.
2. See, there you go.
Trap game.
This
right?
new era of weird point spreads.
Yeah.
Saints by 2.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make any sense. Saints 4-5.
Usually, last year that's 2.5 before the stupid extra point rule.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Jacksonville, Baltimore.
I went too high in this just because I think people are going to think the Ravens, this is their last chance. I have Ravens by 6.
Yeah, I said 6 as well. It's 6.5. You didn't go too high.
So they're 2-6, and they have Jacksonville and St. Louis at home. Mm-hmm. They're at Cleveland on a Monday night and at Miami.
Yeah,
you could make
the
a
hard
case.
games are behind them for
You
sure.
can make a case they're going to be 6-6 in 3 weeks.
Oh man!
And then they would go Seattle Sunday night home, KC home, Pittsburgh Sunday night with Roethlisberger's amputated foot home, at Cincy, and Cincy will have wrapped up the division and they're playing Catherine Webb's boyfriend.
Right. I have to see a little more from this Ravens defense. I think it's last in the league against the pass.
Here's my point. I hate the Ravens. Just drive it. This is now the end of any Friday the 13th movie. Just make sure you chop the head all the way off. Don't just put the machete in the neck. Actually cut the head off.
I don't know if Jacksonville's capable.
I don't think they are either.
The bad teams find a way to lose on the road. They just do. Chicago at St. Louis.
So we're taping this on a Monday, and we don't know what the Bears are going to do tonight.
Right.
I like the Bears tonight. The Chargers at home. Why do they get any?
Yeah, there's no value in the
field
Chargers
advantage at all. There's gonna be 30,000 Bear fans there. I have.
You have indigestion.
Rams.
It sounds like. Oh,
I know. I drank this.
What are you drinking?
Sparkling probiotic drink.
Don't read the label unless it's a sponsor. Don't you dare do it.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what drink it was.
Okay.
I had the Rams by 7.5.
Oh, you nailed it exactly. I said 6. I went a little light there.
Here's the problem with the Rams. If they're down by 7 points in the second half, it's basically over.
You think so?
Yeah, well, they just... How many times can you run
Not to the
quick
Bears.
screen to Tavon Austin, the reverse, the screen the delayed screen? It's all like garbage offense. They can't move downfield.
It is weird. Tavon, how does a guy like that? He gets 8 carries a game now. Tavon Austin.
They need to study the Joe Flacco. Every 10 passes, just throw it up for grabs play. Mm-hmm. That's what they need. They need to incorporate that.
I think they need to somehow get us turn back time and get us to take our Rams to win the NFC bet out because
part of that bet was them beating Minnesota.
Yeah,
they did lose Robert Quinn for that game, like right before the game, which made me nervous because he's only one of the best 10 defensive players in the league.
No line on this. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. I don't know why there's no line. No one thinks Roethlisberger's coming back, right? So
I mean, they're just trying to save the foot at this point.
Yeah, sure, save it. I mean, I said 7, but
yeah,
let's not
Steelers
count
by 8, whatever.
All right. Yeah, they should.
Have the Browns covered every first half of the season? Is
you
that
know,
like the secret
meant to
great
look.
bet
I
of the year?
texted you. I said, yeah, that's it. And conversely, whoever they're playing in the second half is a good bet, I think. But
There's a lot of parallels with the Cleveland Browns and the Sacramento Kings.
really,
Yeah.
can we time that, Tate? How long did it take for him to compare this to NBA? All right, our
really-
NBA whole moment.
I
of the
really
night.
resent that.
Let's see it.
I
Go
really
ahead, let's hear
resent
it.
that.
The Kings,
Nah, it's just
they didn't move.
top 10 picks every year.
Oh, is it?
Complete dysfunction. They keep changing the GM and the coach.
Yeah,
They're in the same spot they were 5 years ago.
that's true.
It's just the same thing. Sacramento's in the same spot they were 5 years ago. I looked it up on Friday night. They've had 7 straight picks that were between number 4 and number 8 overall. And somehow they still stink. It's like impossible. Mm-hmm. They took one keeper in 7 years.
It's bad. In Cleveland,
Cleveland,
all
same
they
thing.
could do is like they hang Trent Richardson's jersey in the rafters. Like that's their claim to fame.
Yeah, Cleveland
that they traded him away.
Cleveland had a prime pick in the draft that had Sammy Watkins, Odell Beckham Jr., and Mike Evans in it, and didn't end up with any of them, and ended up with some cornerback who's like below average.
Yeah.
And Manziel.
And
That
what do you
was
do
their
with
trade.
that? But you can make as much fun as you want. You have to start Manziel the rest of the year. You
Just
have
for
to go.
comedy's sake.
Well, you have to go into next year's draft knowing if you need a quarterback, and it looks like you for sure do. But McCown is not gonna. It's not gonna get that answer for you.
My answer is they need a quarterback.
They need one. Yeah,
He looks so small.
I know.
He looks like he's Peter Dinklage when he's running around out there. Like he's like Game of Thrones. He really looks like
He's actually a
tiny person.
He's actually drunker than Peter Dinklage's character most of the time. All right. Carolina, Tennessee.
What a trap game this is.
Yeah,
Who's Carolina play next week?
Next week they play Washington. So
Oh, not a trap game.
well, here's
Okay.
what I'm thinking. If they beat
letdown game.
they beat Tennessee, they beat Washington 10-0 against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Can you see the Cowboys winning that? No, I can't either.
Oh
No,
my God.
I can't.
I had the Panthers by 7.5.
I said 7. It's 5.5. As trappy as traps get.
Very, very trappy. Hey, you know that stat ESPN's been trying to get going for like 7 years, QBR?
Oh yeah.
Really great stat.
It's good.
Here are their top 3 in QBR right now. Carson Palmer, Andy Dalton, and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers is 4th. Tom Brady's 5th. Tom Brady's been lights out this season.
Those are all playoff teams.
Tom Brady's done pretty much been mistake free. He's maybe made 4 bad passes
He's
the
not
whole
that
season.
good. He's not that good.
Cam Newton, 24th.
Oh, come on.
Cam
Really?
Newton's 24th at QBR.
Yeah.
He's surrounded by Josh McCown at 22, Ryan Mallett at 23, and Matthew Stafford at 25. Cam Newton's
stat.
24.
I like it.
So
the two, by all accounts, the 2 MVP candidates, Brady and Newton, are 5th and 24th, you said?
Kirk Cousins is 20th. Here's my point. If your stat is this off,
Yeah.
you got to go back to the shop. Like if whatever stat you create and like, hey guys, we got it. This is it. This is the model.
You got to figure it, reconfigure.
And this is what it spits out. You have to shut it down.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
it's amazing they would shut down Grantland before they shut down the stupid QBR stat.
It is amazing. Can we talk about
Cam Newton 24th.
Can we talk about faulty stats for a second
Yeah.
while we're on the Tennessee game? You got Ken Wisenhunt fired with a
fake stat. I feel bad.
You said he was 6 and 44.
I can't add.
He was 16 and 39 or 21
No.
and 50.
He was 4 and 31 in his last 35, and I added the 2
He's
and 14
16 and
twice.
39.
No, that's not what it was.
I looked it up. I believe me.
He was 1 and 11 in his last Cardinals season, the last 12 games, something like that. And
Well-
then with the Titans, he was like 4 and 22.
I just don't know if we could trust anything you
feel
say
bad.
about Commissioner Goodell. Maybe he never did anything wrong. I don't know.
Oh, don't get carried away. Do you know who's leading the league in rushing right now?
Is it Freeman, Martin, any of those guys? I don't know. Who was it?
Peterson.
Oh, he jumped up. Yeah.
Here's your top
Good.
5 in rushing. Peterson, Devontae Freeman. Did
Right.
he even get drafted in our
He's
league?
like a dollar guy player. Yeah.
Chris Johnson,
Yeah, that's right. Chris Johnson's up there too.
Todd Gurley,
Yeah.
Doug Martin,
Doug Martin.
Latavius Martin,
Yeah.
Frank Gore, and Mark Ingram. Those are your top 8.
Yeah. This is why. Like,
Hold on, I got a little more for you.
Draft an hour late next year.
Top fantasy guys, non-QBs. DeAndre Hopkins, Antonio Brown, Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham, Peterson, Gronk, Lamar Miller, Larry Fitzgerald, Chris Ivory, and Julian Edelman. That's
Chris
your top
Ivory's
10.
another one. That's another good one.
Top 6 QBs. Brady, Breeze. What did Breeze go for? Like $5 in our draft?
Yeah. 5 or 7, I think. Yeah.
Rivers, Dalton. I don't think Dalton got drafted.
No.
Cam Newton.
Rivers is a good one too. That was another like $4 player. Yeah.
Cam Newton, 24th in QBR, but your 5th
That's my
fantasy
guy.
guy. And then Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, you could have Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson, Chris Johnson, Doug Martin, and Tyler Eifert, and you'd have to be in first place in fantasy.
I traded after like week 1 when Dez got hurt. I traded Terrence Williams for Tyler Eifert.
You did do that, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm also the same guy who didn't start a kicker last week. So I'm not congratulating myself too much.
That was pretty good.
My whole point is that fantasy football is ridiculous.
I know.
And it's stupid. And I don't know why we torture ourselves.
We have
And
to
it's a
keep doing it.
crapshoot. And when I'm sitting there next year at the draft and everybody's bidding $58 to $60 on Doug Martin and all these crappy, like these
Yeah.
guys who are clearly going to not be as good, I'm just calling it out as it happens.
Right. No, I agree. I'm playing my buddy. This was a bad week because 6 teams were off. And my friend on the East Coast, my friend Chris, had 6. He had no running back. He had 1 running back. Oh, he had Woodhead. And he needed a running back. Didn't pick one up Thursday. I'm like, oh, wow. And then like all the good ones went. Like Saturday, he picks up Shane Vereen. Catches a touchdown for the Giants. I'm like, oh, I lost. It's terrible.
So in my East Coast league, I went all in on Shakandrick West and Alfred Blue. Boy, that turned out great. But so I was at $0, but I thought it was like our league where even $0 you could still put in
can't?
bids.
Oh,
I
you should
can't.
be able to.
I can't. So here's who's on my team right now. We only have 14 spots. Can start 10. Le'Veon Bell. No longer plays football.
Right.
Joseph Randall.
It's not a keeper league, right?
No. It's just this is my team.
Okay.
Joseph Randall. Is he like in prison? Where is he?
You won't see him. anytime soon. No.
I won't see it.
No.
So I'm down to 12 players.
Well, drop those guys. You
I
can't
have
pick
Terrence
them up. You have to trade.
I can't make a move.
You have to make a trade.
And I
don't
have
you?
Terrence Williams, who's now irrelevant.
Yeah.
So
Oh God, is he?
I started like 4 people on a bye week, and now it's just awkward. So now
Everyone
I
must hate you there. That's not good.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
All
Did
right.
a bad job.
Bad job by you. Miami at Philly.
Bad job by you. Miami at Philly. I have the Eagles by 6, and can I just say, I hate watching this Eagles team.
Yeah, it's so
Remember
bad.
when we were all like, "Oh, Chip Kelly, this is going to be so much fun." This team is awful to watch.
No, I know.
They play terrible football games. They bring the worst out of the other team.
I said -4. You're going to get it. It's -6.5. That seems a little high, but
I'm going to get it because I nailed it exactly.
you said 6, right? Yeah.
I thought I
It's
said
6.5.
6.5. Whatever.
This the one good thing about this Jordan Hicks is going to be the defensive rookie of the year. He hurt Romo. He had the pick 6 yesterday. He's phenomenal. When they drafted Jordan Hicks, I thought it was like the American Idol, the guy who came in 3rd, season 7.
I was going to say good
Well, who is that?
supermodel name too.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Hicks.
He was on
Victoria's
the same giant.
Secret model.
Yeah.
She's now dating Leo DiCaprio.
Well, he might be the best player in the NFC East.
No.
That's bad. All right, late afternoon games. Do you have to read a thing? Sometimes you read something on.
I'll read something, but what's our best early game?
Oh, the best game or our bet?
The best early game.
Wow, they're not that good.
It's bad, right? This sounds like a weekend that I should go to Zoe's last soccer game.
Yeah, you might want to catch that. Wow, Miami at Philly is the best early game. Is that right?
I don't think we should bet because I don't want to get us. I don't want us to get ripped off. Hey Sal, speaking of getting ripped off,
Oh, good one.
thousands of people who want home security systems get ripped off every day. They write huge checks and they sign long-term contracts that don't give them any outs whatsoever. Come on, people. Why would you want to deal with pushy salespeople and outrageous price tags? Simply Safe is different from those other companies. No sales pressure, no gotchas, no long-term contracts. It won't take forever to get your home. safe and secure. With Simply Safe, you get 24/7 protection for just $15 a month. That's less than half what most companies charge. And even better, you'll get their award-winning professional monitoring. Sal, do you have an alarm system?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
where you live, it's one of the safest places in the country.
It's bad times, yeah.
Is it? I thought it was safe.
You could rob me blind on a Sunday night. No one would know.
People
curled up in a couch
would,
crying.
They'd be going to rob you, and there would just be a lot of Romo memorabilia and like your Shea Stadium foul pole.
Right, exactly.
Well, I think you should try Simply Safe. Protect your home with an alarm I trust. Visit simplysafebill.com and get an exclusive 10% off just because you listen to the Bill Simmons podcast. That is simplysafebill.com. You might have to check it out. Maybe they'll hook you up.
I'm gonna check it out someday when I recoup my losses from yesterday. I'm gonna bet it's not that expensive, right?
No, I just told you it's $15 a month.
I could do that.
Right.
I think I could do that. Minnesota at Oakland. There's no
Great
line
game
here. Yeah,
I'm excited for this game. I like both of these teams. I feel bad that I disparaged Minnesota the last couple weeks. I just did. I still don't believe in Bridgewater, but I think their defense and the running, it's kind of the same recipe as the Rams, and they might have a better coach.
He's gonna play, right?
Zimmer's good.
Yeah,
I like Zimmer. Also, good home crowd.
Yeah, I think
I
until
like those
they
Minnesota
get
crowds.
Well, they got the outdoor stadium, which definitely helped. That outdoor stadium,
no
chalk
question.
that up to a win. That's good. Like, take your time building that dome. I think it's fun.
So, do you think they should just play every game outdoors?
Yeah, make the other team suffer. I like it.
That's kind of what Indy did yesterday with Peyton.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Don't you want to be like, oh my God, no one wants to come play us here.
So
that's
cold.
The best.
We've talked about this for 9 years because we're both from the East Coast.
Yeah.
And you get used to the cold weather, and your body, it's like you're like an animal that gets used to your surroundings.
Right.
And then when you leave that and you come back, and every time I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold. It's
cold.
freezing here.
Yeah.
But when you're in it, you don't think that way. I don't think that way.
It's
the winter of '96 in Boston, I think we had like 11 blizzards. Never was like, I was like, wow, this sucks. But I was never like, I'm so cold, I'm so wet.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Game 2 for Mets Royals was like 36 degrees at night, and I'm like, oh boy, I am not complaining. I cannot complain here, even though it was like the coldest day New York had seen since April. But it's like, it's great. It's a great field. It's a nice home field.
Why had the Raiders by 1.5? Why isn't there a line? Because of Bridgewater?
Because of Bridgewater. I said 2. So
can I defend the guy who concussed Bridgewater for a second?
Yeah.
I think when you slow-mo anything, it makes it look so much more deliberate and terrible than it was.
Yeah.
In the moment, watching it live, like Bridgewater sliding as the guy's about to launch, I think it's really hard to just tell an athlete to just stop whatever their brain is telling them to do in a split second.
And Bridgewater's bigger. You don't know if the guy's going to lower his shoulder or his helmet. And these guys known each other since high school, but he will get fined.
Oh, he'll get
fined. Just one of those
things.
things.
I think we're in this dangerous no man's land with football now where these receivers are getting hit over the middle all the time, and they decide indiscriminately when is a helmet to helmet, when's not. Edelman probably got concussed again yesterday.
Definitely.
They didn't call it.
And
or maybe they did call it.
Yeah, it's messy there. You don't want. But
it does affect how I watch football, I got to say.
Well, you don't want to be watching Sean Hill against the Raiders this week. There's that part of it too, like that. That's
Deshaun Lee, they're like, it's the second concussion in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then Al Michaels, who I love, this isn't an insult on Al Michaels, like, he just can't stay on the field.
He's right. He is right.
He's right.
We may have to cut ties with him.
But good 2 concussions in 6 weeks, it's not, I think, like that hit, anyone would have gotten a concussion.
It's bad. Hey, there's an extra prop here, minus 3,600, that Berman brings up Super Bowl 11 when talking about this Vikings-Raiders game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I bet that?
Yeah, I think you could bet it. Teach, Coach Bud Grant, he's got an answer for Fred Bolitnikoff. He's got something up his sleeve.
And let's see if Sammy White shows up for this one, Tej.
This should be a good game. It's the best game so far.
Did I ever tell you I had a whole Sammy White phase when I was a kid?
Really?
Yeah. Even though I was a diehard Pats fan from day one.
Really? That's funny.
I loved Sammy White when he was a rookie. I liked his football card. Remember he had like 10 or 11 touchdowns his first year? I was in the backyard pretending I was Sammy White. I don't know why.
Was it Kramer? Was Tommy Kramer their quarterback then?
This was Tarkington.
Oh, Tarkington, Sammy White. Yeah. This is before. Yeah.
I think the Pats the Pats had only white receivers that were good, and I was at that point where I was just identifying with black people at every phase of my life. So I grabbed on to Sammy White.
That's funny.
He was so good, and then Jack Tatum basically murdered him in the Super Bowl.
That was it.
And I was really upset.
Well,
it's like, oh my God, they've killed Sammy White. This is my first favorite receiver.
Berman's going to bring that back up.
Teach Jack Tatum nowadays thrown out.
I love it. KC at Denver. This could be good.
Broncos by 9?
I hit this exactly. I said 7. Let's see where we are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What?
I'm beating you. I'm beating you this week.
I thought I was going to do good this week. Manning.
7-4, not including ties.
Peyton Manning.
5-2 with 2 ties. Yeah.
Throws 4 just horrendous passes a game.
It's now he has to throw an interception a game. You have to.
Should we just bet Peyton Manning will throw an interception for every game the rest of the way?
Yeah, let's find out what it is.
It's not just the 1 or 2 picks he throws, but it's the 2 that the guy drops and then just runs around in disbelief that he dropped the pass. He leads the league in that. Defenders running around with their hands in their helmet in disbelief that they didn't get a pick.
Yeah, it's bad.
And meanwhile, I even tweeted it, and it wasn't like a diss on Luck. It's just every game he throws one terrible pass.
Yeah, he
didn't do it yesterday.
Can we talk about this though with Andrew Luck? I think people want to find out. Well, hold on. Let me.
Oh,
we take you now to the comments of one Andrew the Giant Luck. Andrew the Giant, you disposed of your rival Peyton Manning at Walt Whitman High School yesterday. Now you're on a bye. What are your plans for the bye week?
Obviously, a gigantic win, a lot of turmoil around us right now, and we needed to be positive about something. And playing against Peyton Manning was such an honor, and it was such a great game for us, and I'm just really proud of the guys.
Sounds like great plans. Andrew the Giant Luck on his bye week.
I'm not making an Andrew Luck documentary either. That story is also not
That's
true.
not true
Now,
either?
Andrew the Giant Luck is not going to be a documentary on HBO either.
How about Talib with the ode to Rowdy Roddy Piper with the eye poke there?
Can I make a really mean-spirited Talib joke?
Sure.
That's going to sound
Former
bitter
Patriot.
because it probably is.
Yeah.
If you're a Denver fan, I wouldn't worry about Talib screwing up a playoff game by acting inappropriately in the last couple minutes because he will have already limped off the field by then.
Oh, there you go.
He gets injured every playoff game. So don't worry about him screwing up your playoff game.
Did he do that?
He'll be in the locker room.
Do you think he was paid to do that so that Manning breaks the record at home?
God, Nantz wanted it so bad.
Right there, yeah.
He had whatever terrible corny line he had ready. He was like, he had taken his pants off. He'd gotten a whole vat of hand cream. He was just ready to just have a Nantz-gasm.
We talked.
He really
about,
was.
Did they talk about that?
Phil Sims yeah, we talked about this record earlier, and what we talked about, and Nantz is just like, 9 more yards. Oh, please.
They'll get this game.
Oh,
right?
my God.
They'll have Casey Denver.
I
won't
need
they,
it
those
so
two?
bad. I want to call the Peyton Manning record. I want to be in the Butler cabin with Billy. What's the Masters guy? Billy.
Oh, the announcer.
No, the head of the Masters, Billy somebody.
Oh,
come on, Tate. Billy Payne, right? Billy Payne. See, Tate's from the South.
Nice.
Yeah, Nance's dream scenario would be in the Butler cabin, no pants on, next to Billy Payne, calling a Peyton Manning record.
This is so controversial. I love it.
9 more yards. He's thrown 7 terrible passes in this game, and he's 100 years old. Oh.
We talked about Jim's orgasms during the game, and we're gonna stick with him.
Hey, Jim, we talked about it earlier. T.Y. Hilton, we talked about how important he is. I can't watch Sims anymore. It's ruined for me.
You can't not watch him. I don't know why. You need to watch Inside the NFL. You don't watch it. It's great. He tries to be funny. It's terrific. Plus all the we talked about stuff.
You
can't?
No.
It's over?
No. It's over.
Well, my kid plays Madden, and Sims is all that stuff is all over the game.
He plays Madden? Is he good?
What do you mean?
Is Archie good at Madden?
Yeah, of course. They plays 14 hours a day, yeah.
Do I have to come over and lay the smackdown on him?
Please. I wish you would, yeah.
I'll never forget it. Jimmy Kimmel Live, Big Tad.
Yeah.
Who's Jimmy's like office mascot, basically.
Right.
In a good way.
Yeah.
He was always his good luck charm for every job. And Tad had, what was his job initially the first 2 years?
I think he was just a PA, production.
He was a PA,
assistant.
and somehow Madden ended up being in the office.
Yeah.
And we played a few times, and he was so arrogant about it, and I
beat
just
him up?
throttled him, and he's screaming at me in the office, and there's like 35 people,
Yeah.
at different desks. He's like, "You motherfucker!" doing Tad stuff.
I think that's why the
I'm
show
great at
suffered the
Madden.
first couple of years.
Yeah, I'm great. I'll always be good.
My son plays, and so now you can run a franchise, and he runs
yeah.
the Titans, and he's like, Dad, I can't charge less than $20 for hats. I was like, really? This is what you have to worry about? He's like, we're building a new stadium. I didn't even have to pay for it, but I have to charge $20 for hats. Who's going to pay? I was like, this is weird. They're not even playing the game anymore.
Does he play in Jim Nantz-orgasm mode or no?
I think he does, yeah. He has to.
Oh, Peyton Manning, 75,000 yards. Oh!
It's really bad. We talked about it. I think we talked about it enough. New England at your New York Giants. Now, do me a favor. Don't lose this game. Because this is a game.
I do wish JPP hadn't come back.
You do?
They went from having no pass rush whatsoever to JPP was good in that game.
Yeah.
I was.
He wasn't bad.
It was a semblance of a pass rush for the first time. Pats
The only
by
sad
6.
thing is he wasn't able to high five his teammates. How dare I do that? Okay. Pats by 6.
It was good. The rails have come off the Bill Simmons podcast.
Come on.
Presented by
it's nice.
SeatGeek.
I said 6.5. It's 7.5, and I like that Vegas has confidence in the Patriots, and then not making this a bullshit line.
What did you say it was?
I said 6.5. It's 7.5. The line is 7.5.
That's too high.
No, stop that.
That's
Don't
too
say
high.
that. Why?
We have no offensive linemen. We're not going to have Deion Lewis. We lost Vollmer to a concussion. Odds are he doesn't play. Right?
Right.
That's bad.
Yeah, concussions are bad. Yeah.
Harmon in the secondary, who's actually been pretty good. I think he's going to miss the game. We didn't have Sheard this week. I'm nervous. And it's the Giants. They're going to think they're going to beat us. If there's one team in the league who's like, we can beat Tom Brady and the Patriots, it's the Giants.
You're right. No, I need everyone in the NFC is to finish 5-11, so you have to win this game.
This is it hasn't happened yet. He's been in the garage with the cover on him.
Who's this?
Gronk. This is the week.
He busts
You take
out?
the cover off.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Do it. Let it be this week.
I don't know if if you play daily fantasy.
I do.
This is the week to play Gronk.
Really?
Yeah, I think they take him for a spin this week.
It just went up. He's now $13,000 to draft as a tight end.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know why anybody would play those leagues with all the researchers out. It's basically like going to online poker and just getting murdered by random people who do it for a living and just take money from you.
But there's so many people. I mean, you're more likely to match up against someone like me than someone who's
Are you sure?
some guy.
I thought people were playing like 200 entries at a time, and they say to themselves, the Titans are going to do well this week, and they just put Mariota and somebody else in 100 different lineups.
I thought they limited the entries now or something. I don't know.
Well, the good news is it's not regulated at all.
Right. Exactly. All right. Sunday night, Arizona at Seattle.
Is that Patriots-Giants a late game?
Late afternoon. Yeah.
I'm really focused on it. I'm going to start focusing on it right now.
You should. You should be focused on
Who's
your favorite
announcing
team.
it? Is it Fox or CBS? Am I going to get
I
Nantz
think
in that
it's a
game?
CBS game. Oh, you're right. That's why Nantz needed the Peyton because he's not going to do the
Oh,
Chiefs,
because he wasn't going to
Denver.
get it.
Right. Maybe he could do both.
Oh, see. Well, maybe it's a Fox game. It's Joe Buck.
Usually when the AFC is on the road.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
you're right.
CBS game.
Because if it's Joe Buck, I like Joe Buck more than most, but he does do the thing where he'll bring up the worst skeleton in your sports fan life.
Really?
He'll just bring it up.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like
How
with
does he
you,
know?
if he's doing a Cowboys game, he'll be like,
Yeah.
and who can forget when Tony Romo dropped that extra point?
I
Like, he
know.
loves that, man.
Yeah.
He lives right in your cemetery,
I know.
right in your sports cemetery.
It's not good. He's not as thoughtful as Jim Nantz when it comes to that.
No, Jim Nantz is a loving man. He's like the Will Ferrell SNL character in the hot tub, The Lovers. He just loves
We're
everything.
gonna have to animate.
I
that,
love Jim Nantz.
That you going off?
It
on
sounds like
Nantz.
I'm making fun of Jim Nantz, but
No.
I'm really not. I really enjoy Jim Nantz. I
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
when he calls games. I like when he gets so excited about a Peyton Manning record that I think he might actually ejaculate on TV. It's the best.
We have to have him on the podcast. I don't know how that works
I had him
out
on
with
once.
his
He was
did.
great. He's really
Yeah.
funny. Like Lombardi always said Jim Nantz was like an awesome hang.
Good.
Because they worked together for a couple years. He was like, you would love Jim Nantz. He's the best. He's so funny. He's a ball buster.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. Arizona at Seattle. Speaking of ball busters,
Ooh.
what do you have for a line here?
I had trouble between 3 or 3.5 on this, and I went Seahawks 3.5.
I said 3.5 also.
3?
And it's 3.
Yeah. That is not a lot of respect for the 12th man.
Well, I would have gone the other way. I know you have to make it 3 because everyone wants to bet Seattle, but Arizona's the better team. They're just better.
I'm going to do something for our financial interests right now.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about how bad the 12th man's been for the last couple of years.
We talked about. Oh no, we didn't talk about. Yeah.
No, I think like, bulletin board, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The preamble, everybody will forget. I just did a preamble that the only reason we're doing this is because we want to bet the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, starting right now. Yeah, that Seahawks crowd just sucks. What happened to the 12th man?
They're not around. They just
It's
don't
more
show
like the
up.
non-man. It's the no man.
No man's land.
Talk about getting carried away with your press clippings, 12th man.
What did they do? What have they done at home?
I don't know. That doesn't sound as loud anymore. I'll tell you that much.
No. You're getting it going.
If I'm Carson Palmer, I'm not afraid going into Seattle this weekend.
You're starting to piss them off for the Super Bowl rematch. I see what you're doing.
And scene.
12th
All right,
man's
Monday
gone.
night.
Before we get to Monday night, can
Yeah.
I just say, I know you watch a lot of TV on Sunday night.
I do.
Did you watch Walking Dead and everything?
Although I fell asleep during Walking Dead last night, and then I had weird dreams. I don't recommend falling asleep during a
it
Walking
can't
Dead.
be the last thing you watch.
It can't be the last thing you see before you fall
Here's the
asleep.
last thing you should watch. It's a new show.
Yeah.
It streams on eBay, which is odd. Yes, it
eBay.
streams on eBay. It's called Cinnabon Sisters.
Cinnabon Sisters.
Yeah,
Who's in
it
it?
sounds ridiculous, I know, but it's Shannon Doherty and the daughter and Alf, and they're sisters, and they run a Cinnabon in the Des Moines airport, and it's terrific stuff. I mean, there's 8 new episodes every
on
Monday.
eBay?
It's on eBay. It streams on eBay. And,
That sounds great.
There's 8 new every Monday night, Sunday night. I watched 8 last night, and then next Sunday there'll be another 8, and I think there's 72 episodes in total.
I was watching on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That new show, Jeff Bridges is an NFL team doctor.
Is that right?
It's a drama.
What is it?
And somehow they're able to use the logos.
Oh.
Yeah. It's called Dr. Cover Up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it's a team, it's the Cowboy. I don't know how they're getting away with it. But
It
he's
sounds
like
cheesy, but I bet it's really
He's
good.
greenlighting concussed players to go back, and he's like hiding PED results. It's amazing.
Wow.
Jeff Bridges.
When is it? Is that Sunday night also?
No, it's on. There's like
Oh, you
8
can
episodes.
just watch whenever.
Yeah, it's really
Oh,
good.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Dr. Cover Up.
Good. Wow, I'm even further behind now.
Monday
I hate
night.
it. Monday night, Houston at Cincinnati.
Bengals by 13.
I like the way you're thinking there, Simmons.
Yeah.
I said 9, and I said 9.5, and it's 11.
Well, so you won
I'm
the week.
a little closer. I won this week. Yeah, I think we're tied 5-5 now.
So this is the first week that SeatGeek has been the presenting sponsor of the Bill Simmons podcast, and you're now 1-0 in the SeatGeek era.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's good for you.
I like that.
That's good for you.
Yep.
I'm
That's me and
0-1 in the
SeatGeek.
SeatGeek era.
Let's remember this. I think I can go undefeated in the SeatGeek era.
You need some sort of run to take your mind off
Dare you.
your sports hell. The good news is we have all our Houston Rockets bets that are probably going to lose.
Oh, didn't they win a game the other day that they shouldn't have? Did they beat the Clippers?
They did.
They did, right?
I thought about this narrative and I stayed away, and I've been kicking myself for a week. The move to make should have just been to double down on the Warriors, because
Yeah.
everyone was saying they were lucky all year, and we just should have been like, you know what? They're going to be even better than they were last year.
Right.
Let's bet Steph Curry to. Oh, I'm not allowed to bet, but you could have bet. I could have been vicariously through you. Steph Curry to win the MVP. Warriors are going to be even better than they were last year. Let's load up on them to win the title.
Well, they're
we could have
built for
just
the
owned
regular
that
season.
corner.
For sure, they're built for the regular
They're
season.
so good. Curry's so good.
Should have had them to win
He's
the
like
West.
Steve Nash 7.0. He's so good.
I think
I'm
they're
so mad I'm not on that corner. It makes me furious.
Your best bet was the Patriots to win the AFC East. It was minus 140.
It was one of the great
before
bets of my
Brady.
life.
It was before Brady was. They announced if he was going to play or not going to play.
Yeah.
As we know now, it didn't matter. I think the Golden State to win the West is a similar thing. You could probably still get them. They're gonna have over the clip. Don't pull that thing out. We can't look at this now.
I just want to say that even though the my departure from ESPN had a lot of downside, obviously.
Yeah.
One of the few upside things was that I had a lot of extra time to read about Deflategate,
Right.
and I knew Brady was getting off.
You did.
I just knew. I said
wouldn't
to you
have
in
mattered.
mid-August, Brady's getting off. They can't suspend him. They have no evidence. They're
know.
changing the thing. Like, this is one of the great bets of our lives. Pat's minus 140 to win the AFC East. We've won every single
were
year
wise.
except the year he blew
You were
out
right.
his knee.
But they could have been 1-3, and they still would have won it without Brady, and they still would have won this division, I think.
All right, hold on.
What are we looking at? Golden State now?
Steph Curry's even to win the MVP. I'm not allowed to bet on that. I'm
You
just
think that's
pointing
a
it out
lot?
for you?
You told me Anthony Davis, MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, was a good bet.
The Warriors are plus 260 to win the title. That's still good value.
What are they for the division? You know they're going to have 58 wins.
Oh, to win the...
Yeah.
I don't know if they... Oh, yeah, they do have the divisions. Unfortunately, we have a... they're already minus 500.
Oh, man. They were 170 last week.
We blew it. I just needed one revelation to be like, you know what? I should be in that Warriors corner. And that
Yeah.
would have been it.
Yep.
I'm frustrated. All right, what do you have to plug?
Jalen should hit you with his bat, I think.
Well, Jalen's happy now because the Pistons are good.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight, Ty Burrell, Lake Bell, and our mashup Monday, Bill, Josh Stone Temple Pilots. That's Josh Stone and Stone Temple Pilots. And later in the week, Anthony Anderson, Rob Lowe, Julia Roberts, and much, much more. I'm at Cousin Sal on Twitter and SportsCenter late Thursday night, early Friday morning. I'm still fighting that Steelers loss. I think my best bet streak is intact. I'm going to be suing somebody.
Julia Roberts, huh?
Yeah. Come on by. I think that's Thursday.
Good job by you, guys.
Goodbye. Good job by you, Belly.
Today's episode was brought to you by MeUndies. MeUndies is the most comfortable underwear you will ever wear. It's insane how good they make you feel. They sent me some. Trust me, they're awesome. Go to MeUndies.com/BS and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. They'll guarantee you'll be happy, or your first pair is free. Thanks also to SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's episode. Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day. Huge checks and long-term contracts with no way out. Try SimpliSafe. It's the best way to protect your home. No contracts, 24/7 protection for $15 a month, less than half what most companies charge. Visit simplysafebill.com for an exclusive 10% offer. simplysafebill.com. And thanks to SeatGeek, our new presenting sponsor for every episode of the Bill Simmons podcast. Play us out, Pac.
We about this bitch. Anytime y'all want to see me again, rewind this track right here, close your eyes, and picture me rolling.